Hello, Monsters Abound here, the self-proclaimed bad boy of Total War Let's Plays. How bad, you ask? Why, here I am throwing some missile cavalry into a braced anti-large infantry unit.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
Sheer sauce. And here I am leaving my artillery totally undefended against fast-moving skirmishers.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
Naughty. So by bad I mean, blatantly incompetent rather than, cool bad. Anyway, welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and part 16 of my Khalida campaign. Talking of bad boys, Archon the Black is one of the biggest Warhammer bad boys, both in the way that he's blatantly incompetent and also he's quite naughty. So, Archon the Black, or Warhammer Skeletor as I like to call him, was, it's fair to say, the black sheep of his prestigious Khemri noble family. To take power, Nagash needed followers, and so he found a group of nobles and the sons of nobles that would fit just that purpose. You know that group of guys who are 30, still live at their parents and spend all the time smoking weed while sitting in a circle on beanbags? Yes, those are Nagash's people. Sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel there, but never mind. Archon the Black was one of these gentlemen. He was called the Black because some of the drugs he regularly got baked on stained his teeth black. Although as far as I'm aware, in Total War his teeth are pearly white, which means that at the very least Nagash had excellent employee benefits. Archon helped Nagash take control of Nehekhara, and he, along with his noble friends, became Nagash's immortals, sort of like Grimgor's immortals, but with better spelling. Nagash gave them an elixir that made them stronger, faster, and of course longer lived. But the elixir was but a metaphor, and the power was inside them all along. Not really, it was some sort of weird black magic shit. Now, depending on what you read, his life takes a bit of a different turn, but I prefer the novels, by the way, so that's what I'm going to go with. Eventually, after bankrupting the country to build the Black Pyramid, the other city-states rebelled. Yes, building a giant evil monument is one thing. What really ticked the other kings off was suddenly not being able to afford their avocado salad. The war ground on for a bit and the rebels were eventually outmaneuvered, but the priests of Nehekhara, who had been bankrolling this little war, decided to finally throw themselves into the ring. The priests lured Nagash into laying siege to their city of Marak, to give the retreating rebel armies time to recover. Nagash, being Saturday morning cartoon villain levels of stupid, immediately took the bait, and continued to take the bait for like 5 years as he sieged and sieged and sieged, but never got anywhere as the city was defended by the gods themselves. At this point, Archon had been demoted for being a bit rubbish.
What do you mean? You will be the ruler of Eternia. I want to be the ruler. No, it is I who should rule. I've done more than you. I am the most evil. I deserve to control Eternia. I've done more than you two put together.
At exactly this time, Lamizash, the king of Lemir, a city which had been watching all the fun but not got involved, offered to help Nagash out. But Nagash had just that second figured out how to break the siege. At the same time, the refreshed rebel armies were marching to lift the siege, and everything kicked off. The city fell, but just after it did, the rebel armies arrived, Nagash's living allies who had experienced horrors the likes of which no mortal has ever seen, unless you've been to Southampton on a Saturday night, got Lamizash and Archon to throw their lot in with the rebels and defeat Nagash. Nagash got shot, and continuing his Saturday morning cartoon villain vibe, swore revenge before buggering off in preparation for round 2. After his little betrayal, Archon was betrayed right back in his big stupid fat face, as Lamizash, the king of Lemir, really wanted that immortality elixir, so locked up Archon and stole away a tomb of Nagash to make some for himself. Archon eventually met Neferata, queen of Lemir, and got a bit too cosy with her, which ended in true soap opera style, with Lamizash dead, Neferata a vampire, and Archon missing his head, which is apparently quite important if you want to continue living. Neferata wasn't all bad and dumped him in a nice roomy tomb for his troubles, so that was nice. Nagash had not been idle during his absence. He had located a huge cache of warpstone, subdued some locals, and created a vast fortress called Nagazishar, aka Cripple Peak. Unfortunately, despite all the hard work, something was going on below ground. Deep in the earth, hordes of evil, vicious, twisted mockeries of the form of men were just waiting to launch themselves upon Nagash. No, Skaven, not It was Skaven. It was Skaven, trust me. The Skaven had no idea about Nagash whatsoever. They'd just seen a bunch of skeletons mindlessly mining warpstone, so their first surge was met with resounding success, until Nagash realised what was going on and the tide turned, and then the Skaven counterattacked and the start of the invasion concluded in a stalemate, but it didn't end. For decades the forces of Nagash and the Skaven fought back and forth. The Underground War expended the vast majority of Nagash's built-up strength and totally ruined the plan he had for totally going back and totally conquering Nehekara. Nagash's undead legions were uncountable, but so were the Skaven. Eventually, as both sides in the war were exhausted, a deal was struck. The Skaven would get some warpstone if they could just kindly fuck off and send some slaves. This allowed Nagash time to rebuild. And again, I'm going with the novels here, which are technically superseded by the army books, but I'm a bad boy, remember? It was at this point that Latamir fell, and this is centuries after Nagash's first defeat. Nephi and her vampires had to flee, and the novel changes a bit from the army book lore here, as only Wersaran, that of the Necratch brood, wanders off to join up with the Nagash. In the novel, the other vampires just disappear. In the army books, all of the vampires join up with Nagash, which I think makes for a better story, but I think they were desperate to wrap the novel up and were running out of space. I think they were trying to keep it with a trilogy. It was about 4 chapters to the end that Nagash invades Nehekara for the second time, so they were really running out of space there. Nagash once again invaded Nehekara, because if at first you don't succeed, give it another shot. He'd found and re-raised Arkan because he needed someone competent to lead his armies, but he also had Wersaran leading them as well, and the two of them did not get on very well. Unfortunately, Nagash, Arkan and Wersaran came up against King Alakadizar. This is the same person who discovered and burned out the Lamian vampires, and he had spent the time since then rebuilding Nehekara into a vast empire, that was just ready for Nagash's return. Round 2 went even worse than round 1 for Nagash. Nagash, not to be a sore loser, decided to let bygones be bygones and live and let live, by paying the Skaven to poison the river Vitae that runs through Nehekara and then visit multiple plagues upon them until everyone but Alakadizar was dead, and Alakadizar had to watch all of them, including his wife and children, die slowly and in agony. And then took Alakadizar as prisoner and started to enact a ritual to raise everyone in Nehekara as undead slaves. The Skaven, however, had been watching all of this with mounting horror. If anyone was going to conquer the world, it should be them. So the council finally decided to stop trying to kill each other for a change and kill Nagash instead. They created a weapon so stupidly powerful that no one could actually hold the thing without melting. They needed someone who wanted to kill Nagash but absolutely had no concern for their own safety, so it wasn't going to be a Skaven. In a totally unrelated event, Alakadizar was suddenly sprung from prison and had a weird green glowing sword thrust into his hands by some suddenly rather helpful overgrown gerbils. The council used everything in their power to guide Alakadizar to Nagash, who was currently catching 40 winks after a very busy day, killing everyone in an empire, and he was slightly surprised to have a very deranged Alakadizar with a rather potent magical sword suddenly rear up out of nowhere. Nagash attempted to fight back, but the council, in a very unskaven move, sacrificed themselves to ensure Alakadizar survived, with some of them dying from the blowback in their attempt to magically shield the king from Nagash. Alakadizar quickly got the upper hand and didn't stop hacking until he collapsed from exhaustion. Arkan realised that something had gone rather tits up when he was suddenly surrounded by rather angry and rather dead Nehekaran tomb kings, so he decided that discretion was absolutely the better part of valour and ran away. He spent the next few thousand years occasionally arguing Settra. Arkan got away with it somehow by swearing fealty to Settra and then doing something evil as soon as Settra turned his back. We can only assume that Settra is a good shouty man, but a fucking awful judge of character. Or maybe he likes having someone to rough up on a regular basis. So what you can take away from this is that the Skaven saved the world. You're welcome. So Arkan is once again about to get his head kicked in by Settra. Arkan is currently camped at Lashik over here. It can be Arkan. Doesn't he look like he looks like such a sad skeleton? He looks so rueful. Now I know the End Times tried to paint Nagash and Arkan as sort of like we're the only people that can no, they're not the only people that can stop chaos. Fuck off with that shit. They are evil. They were always Nagash never had any. He was always going to be evil. Nagash is evil. He's not doing this for the good of humanity. He's just a dick who wants to rule over everyone, and so's Arkan. Aren't you, Arkan? Yep, well, maybe. There's Settra. Settra's got quite a powerful army. Arkan does not. Arkan is going to get his head kicked in. But we are going to take the Wizard Palace, and this is a rank 5 settlement, so it'll dip knock down to rank 4. To be honest, we can probably just auto-resolve that, can't we? Done.
A great victory.
Indeed it was, Khalida. Good job.
Take its wealth, its knowledge.
No, let's occupy.
More secrets reveal themselves.
Indeed. So we've got that mission is aborted because it was. And what do we have here? Okay, so we've got some options. We got another Scorpion Nest there. That's nice. It's a rank 4 Tomb City. That's nice. It's going to take 5 turns until we get the next. Until it gets. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a good long while before we can upgrade its level 5 again. But that's okay. And I think we definitely want to get the obelisk here. So that's what we're going to do. Now I don't really know what to do with Khalida after. Let's rank Khalida up here. We've got a skill point to spend. I think I'm going to go with I mean, more armor, speed and missile resistance for Tomb Guard would be quite nice. I do kind of want to buff up her melee attack, but I find buffing up the entire army just a lot better. I mean, none of these guys are rank 7 yet, so I think what we'll go with Revered Stone Masonry to upgrade our Ushabti. And then we've got King Rakar over here. He's not really doing anything. They've got so Arkan's got 2 cities left. He's got Kofa, and he's also got Lashik. I think Setra is probably going to finish that off. That Kofa looks like it's under siege by the Bretonnians as well. So I'm probably not going to have any more battles again. I don't think this army is any threat. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore this army over here. No point. Because we've only got this settlement in this province, because I think Lashik is going to fall to Setra, I probably don't... Well, the public order should be better here soon, and then maybe we can move Khalida somewhere else. I'm not really sure what I want them to do, because I guess we could jump on the Dwarves and Bretonnians, but the problem is these settlements up here are a bit out. I can't defend them. We could concentrate on the Dwarves, but that would leave Bel Alid open to attack from the Bretonnians. It's just not. It's not a good option. So let's. I think what we'll do is we'll get the. Well, now what I do want is another royal barracks. I want another royal barracks, so maybe I want to just hold on to my cash for the moment. We've also got stuff going on down here. We've got armies waiting for ambushes. We've got this army down here, which is vaguely terrifying. It's got 6 Carnosaurs. I don't think that King Peter Andre can probably take that on very effectively. We just don't really have much in the... Are they... They've got... Yeah, they're quite heavily armoured. And we've got no armour piercing. And the only anti-large we've got is the skeleton spearmen, who are crap. So we'll be probably using the archers to deal with them, and they're not armour piercing either. So basically, we've got no real answer for that many Carnosaurs. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful there. Hatmus, you know what, Hatmus? I think I want you over here. Let's get you over there. You are, I think, quite important. But where's Prince Deskhead? Deskhead, where have you gone? I know you're around here somewhere. There you are. There you are, you sneaky little bugger. Fine, you go over there. Okay, so Hatmus is going to come, because I think we might need someone to slow down these armies. Because we've got, I mean, it's a bit like playing Blood Bowl. We don't want them to get around us. So we've got to try and block them. We've got to have a good defensive line here, and we're spread a bit thin. They've got more armies than us. I think even Krokgar getting through our lines could probably take out one of our garrisons. Our garrisons are that friggin' awful, so we've got to be a little bit careful of that. But let's just end the turn and see what happens. Interesting. So the vampires of Von Carstens have gone to war. Uh-oh. Okay, we've ambushed Krokgar. So let's auto-resolve that. That works for me. Off Croc-Guard goes. We've managed to catch the fat frog. Let's kill him. Good stuff. Okay, well that worked out quite well. We've managed to ambush 2 of their armies. If we can deal with that Carnosaur, and yep, Arkan just got his head kicked in. That was not a surprise. Did they take Kofa? Is Arkan dead? No, Kofa is... Looks like they broke the siege. For the moment, anyway. Oh, we got armour of silvered steel. I mean, 10 armour. It's a bit naff, but it's better than nothing. And a lot of our guys have nothing.
Oh, mighty Lord, the fates have surely selected you for greatness.
Thanks.
Thanks to my guidance.
Well, no. Off you go. So we got finished off that one. Got the Pigeon Plucker Pendant. Fair enough. And you're dead. Ambush foiled. And we got the next chapter. With Libris thriving, the Queen can look to spread her venom throughout the land. But her ultimate goal is nothing as vacuous as Cetra. She cares not for how mighty her empire grows, merely that this will leave her unchallenged to hunt the real foe, the spawn of Lamia. Okay. So unfortunately, King Ibiamus is not in range to deal with this army over here. And we could march him. Problem is, if they retreat... Okay, well let's ram Nereth. What is going to be the most help at dealing with those Carnosaurs? Do we want to get Usirian's Incantations of Vengeance? Only the additional effect on reloading. Let's do that. It only affects, as far as I'm aware, it only affects 1 unit, and I think that might be a bug because it is an area augment, but it doesn't affect an area. It just affects 1 unit. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, King Ibiamus, you've got a skill point as well. That's fine. I think I'm going to give you Reanimate. Now, to be honest, even Ibiamus doesn't have a particularly good army, but he does have some Stalkers who would help. Okay, so we're going to try and deal with this army over here. It's not looking great. But if we can kill those Carnosaurs, it'll be worth it. Okay, 2 things to start off with this battle. 1, I've got this weird lighting effect, and I don't know what it is. I can't turn it. It's like a horizon thing. I don't know what the fuck that's. So I'm going to try and keep it out of shot as much as possible because it's doing my nutting and I can't work out what. It only seems to be this battle. Don't know why. Anyway, and the other thing is I don't really know if I'm going to survive this. Normally, with any battle, I have a general sort of plan. That may come as a surprise to some people, but yes, I do have a plan. I don't just roll my face on the keyboard and hope for... Well, not all the time anyway. But this time, it's very much a case of I'm not entirely sure if I can actually kill these things. Especially when they're going to spawn fucking feral cold ones in my archers. They just... Oh, I hate that. So the Carnosaurs have engaged our main line. Some have managed to swing around... Well, 1 has managed to swing around the right flank with the unit of horned ones. I've sent some skeletons to try and pin them down. I've backed them up with some Nehakaran horsemen because, may as well. And some chariots are racing around. I'm going to try and shoot them with the archer chariots. Whether that's going to have much effect, it is not. Okay, good. And we've also got some chariots coming around the rear. The feral cold ones are an absolute pain in the arse because, unlike Skaven, who, if you spawn them in the midst of an army, they tend to run away because they've got low morale. Feral cold ones don't run away. They do the lizard man thing of just killing you harder. So they go out of control, they last for ages, you basically have to wipe them out, which means they're far more effective than... Oh my god. It's like Jurassic Park times 5. We've also got some Temple Guard backing up the Lizardman forces. Fortunately, they're not going to be as bad because we should be able to bomb them with the Casket of Souls over there, which I'm going to rename to the Casket of Jeff. Because someone asked, and I liked that idea. So we're opening fire on the Carnosaur. We're trying to pin them down. Now, obviously with Dark Elves this will be far more effective. With our archers, they are not armor piercing, so we're doing our best. As you can see, the Carnosaurs then go out of control and just kill us. That one's finally broken. Now the problem with these is we really need to kill them, but unfortunately they're bloody fast. They're not only like murder machines, they're also really quick. That's 75 speed, which means they can get away really, really quickly, and nothing in our army can really catch up with them. Enemy general is going down. Our chariots have charged into the rear of the Temple Guard. It's caused chaos and confusion. They're going to do well against the Temple Guard. They're not going to do well against the Carnosaurs, though. On the right, the Carnosaur has taken absolutely bugger all damage because he's only got a bunch of skeletons trying to prod him. And surprise, surprise, that doesn't work very well. The Nehekaran horsemen are fighting against the Horned Ones. Not a particularly good engagement for them, but not the worst. They've been backed up by some chariots as well. Carnosaurs are just wrecking our line. They're all in, I mean, it's just chaos. Unlike T-Rexes, these guys do not have... Well, they've got little arms, but they're not itty-bitty arms. As you can see, they're wrecking through our archers, the only thing that can really damage them. Some of these are 36 kills there. What about you guys? 52... 35. Yeah, that's not great, is it? So we're doing our best. We've managed to break quite a few of them. Some of them are running off into the distance. That's quite nice. We've managed to break the Saurus Old Blood. He's off. Just one more Feral Carnosaur over there. We've also got this one over here who's gone out of control. We've managed to fight off the Horned Ones. That's looking pretty good. We are slowly gaining ground. I think if they'd focused on our archers first of all, I think they probably would have won this. But fortunately our archers have managed to pull through, win the day for us by filling the Carnosaurs full of arrows. Basically this is extreme acupuncture on dinosaurs. So you go, another one broken, he's off. Again, there's no way... Look, he just tears through our line. He doesn't even stop. He doesn't even slow down. Oh, and look, yet more cold ones. Need to get some units in here to back them up. Here comes some Nehekara warriors. The cold ones aren't themselves particularly dangerous, but they really do... I mean, they've managed to tie down 2 units of archers there, and... they are not going to run away. They die pretty quickly. Thankfully, they are a summoned unit, so they do die. You know, they are losing health all the time, thank God. But they don't tend to run away like the clan rats. So Carnosaurs fleeing off into the distance. We really need to kill 1 or 2 of them. There's one down here being tied down. This is our best shot, I think, at killing one. So far, none of them have actually died. We've reduced them in health, but actually killed them? No. He's off, and spoilers, but he manages to get away with 100 health. Cold One's dropping dead now, and the Carnosaur's fleeing off into the distance. We've won, but it was a bit of a heavy price. I can't believe we didn't even manage to kill one of them. One only had about 100 health left, but he managed to slip away at the last second. That is... what a piece of work! Now, I kind of want the replenishment, but the fact this army is, I think, going to be able to slip away, I think I'm going to want the Endless March for the campaign movement. That way we can move quickly, catch up with them, because if we can catch up with them, we can wipe them out. Yeah, they're just out of range, I think. Yeah. Okay. So with that, actually, Ibia Moose can catch them. Perfect. So we pushed them out of range. They were in range of Ibia. Brilliant. That's what we wanted. Excellent. Just auto-resolve that. They're all dead. Let's go for the extra movement, I think. And we can actually go into an ambush. We might do that. Now that army isn't very big. It's still certainly powerful enough to mulch. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've got the Ushabti there. But they've got Saurus and 3 champions. So with that in mind, let's just set up an ambush. I don't think either of these armies are in a good place to be able to defend themselves if we attack. So that's worked out quite well. Okay, King Peter Andre, good attempt on killing the Carnosaurs. You roughed them up for us. So for that, have some arrows of Asaph. We're also 2 turns away from getting another army. So that's nice. And I think, Kawatamun, you can have the Net of Amintok. I'm not sure I want you to do yet. So we've got King Rakash there. We could... I need to build defences here, because obviously chaos is bad. And I also... It's not the Casket of Souls, it's the Casket of Jeff. And his eerie powers. So that's what we're going to do there. Okay, good. We've got quite a lot of cash. What do I want to do with that? Do I want... I kind of do want more Tomb Guard. I think if I'm going to deal with Chaos, I'm going to need more Tomb Guard. So, with that in mind, let's get a Royal Barracks here. Let's also upgrade to the Tomb City here. More building slots can only be good. They tried to block us and failed utterly. Okay, none of those armies have moved to the Golden Tower. That's a win for us because taking the Golden Tower now should be easy. They are recruiting though, so probably going to have to try and sort them out. If we can take the Golden Tower and Teotihuacan, we're in a really good place in the south. Stick 2 fingers up to those lizards for bringing 6 Carnosaurs to a fight. And continually spawning cold ones on me. What is that a ritual they have? I think it's a ritual. Unless it's like a defensive ability, I don't know. But it's awful is what it is. Just awful. So Rantok is dead. Araru is back. Thank goodness for that. There he is. You don't know, do you? And King Rakash. The Great Warding teeters on its axis and weakens for a moment, but it recovers. The winds of magic burst forth in a tumultuous Gaia around your army, greatly boosting their power reserves but increasing the likelihood of miscasts. I see. Fair enough. Let's bring Araru down here. Right, you are... Now I could reach you. I mean, if I can make him flee, that will stop his recruitment and give us another turn. So let's do that. King Peter Andre, you're after them. Yeah, he's going to run away. That's fine. And then, Ibiamus, the Golden Tower. Okay, well that's not looking particularly in our favour, even though that army isn't particularly dangerous. It's just Tomb King Auto-Resolve is that frigging bad.
For the Creator God.
Tomb King Auto-Resolve is pretty bad, but I still don't think that this battle's going to be that difficult. I mean, Saurus are always pretty brutal, but I mean, we outnumber them. Our units, I think. I mean, I guess we are just using the Skeleton Spearmen. I don't think Skeleton Spearmen are actually that bad. For holding a line, they're great. I mean, doing damage, they're pretty bad, but otherwise otherwise not too shabby generally. I think they're fine. So lots of skinks getting chewed up by our archers. That's perfect. I inevitably forget about the feral cold ones because, of course, I do. So the feral gold ones appear, and then that's going to be annoying. Our chariots are moving around on our right flank, and they're going to come around, swing around, and hit some of these units in the rear. Those are our Assyrians, Legion of the Netherworld. They're ethereal Nehekaran warriors. Look at that. Spoopy. Extra spoopy. Got some Temple Guard going after Ushabti. We're going to engage, but we're also going to use the King Nekesh's Scorpion Legion to hit them in the rear. So in come the Ushabti. Very nice. They're going to carve away through the Temple Guard. Temple Guard going to hit in the rear. They are using their Sarah Scarva to come in as well. Our chariots have moved in, but they're getting attacked by some Temple Guard. So we're going to move them out of that engagement and open fire on the Temple Guard. As you can see, their health rapidly drops. They take a withering fire. On our left flank, our Stalkers have engaged the Cold One Spear Riders and are doing brutally well. These guys are actually bloody amazing at killing. Anti-large, amazing. Really, really good. Look at that, I've hacked them down, no problem whatsoever. Our left flank is looking a little bit embattled, but our Tomb Guard are here, so they will hold no matter what. Temple Guard breaking. Our chariots are now free to do some more damage. Some units of skinks are returning to the fight, but they're going to be quickly chased off by some more volleys of arrows as they quickly get cut down. So our chariots are now free to go and assist our left flank. The Stalkers are going to finish off some more skinks. It's going to be fine. So Cyrus fighting away against our Tomb Guard. Tomb Guard have, and they've not killed many, but they've not taken much damage either, so that's fine. That means our chariots are now ready to go. Yeah, that wasn't a particularly good charge, was it, Ibiamus? No. Thankfully, your chariots do a slightly better, charging straight through that unit of Saurus. They're going to chew them up quite nasty. That's going to be brutal. As you can see, those Saurus now breaking another unit of Feral Cold Ones in my archers, as per friggin' usual. And those Saurus are being hunted down. Right, well that's perfect. We've got the Golden Tower. Now that has a special building in it that should give us some money, some canopic jars, all that kind of good stuff. So let's occupy the city. So we've got Ibiamus has got a confident, of course he's a confident attacker. And a plan buster. Yes, he is. Look at that. And the Golden Tower does indeed have the Golden Tower of the Gods, an ancient tower clad in pure gold, constructed by the Lizmen of the Order of the Old Ones in an age long past. It's going to increase income generated, canopic jars, public order, income from all buildings in the province as well. Really nice to have that. So that's good. Like that a lot. We've also got a growth building there. I think I'll keep that. It also gives replenishment, which is going to come in really useful. So we've got the Golden Tower. If maybe there's no army in the Cursed Jungle, so I'm hoping that this is a good time to go and grab Teotihuacan, wipe out Predat and Krokgar. If we can defeat both of them, we can take Teotihuacan, and then we can grab the Cursed Jungle, and at that point we've got a nice choke point there. We no longer have to defend Doomglade and Rasatra. We're in a fairly good place. So I think that's very positive. That's good. Like that a lot. Ibiamus, you've got a skill point. And I think I'm going to get, well, what do you got? What do you got? Sort of an all-round sort of army. It would be nice to get some more Tomb Guard in there. Your Skeletons are only rank 2, so there's no point getting the next rank of skills over there. You do have a chariot though, don't you? Okay. So charge bonus, melee attack and reload time reduction. That seems quite nice. Got a charge bonus of 52. Let's go for Master Charioteers. The swift chariots of the king, they who pursue the sovereign's foes on the day of his awakening. Boop. Done. Lovely. And Prince Deskhead, you just just meander. Just meander around, taking the sights. And Hatmus, where's Hatmus? There's Hatmus. I think we might be under control here. Famous last words, maybe, but, well, no, let's keep him going, because just in case he's needed. So we've got that going on there. We've got quite a lot of money coming in, which is nice. Do I want to upgrade the Tomb City here? We've got the Pyramid and the Gash. That'd be quite nice to upgrade. The Black Tower of Aachen. I'm going to upgrade the Regent Catacombs. I'm also... I mean, we could go for the Cinnabar mining. Is there anything we want the Cinnabar for right away? Well, what I would... I've got 200 and we're one turn away from getting the 4th dynasty. We could then get La Mizash, who is the same La Mizash who betrayed Aachen in his big fat stupid face. He also gives bonuses to Ushabti, so it's you know, good across the board. I think maybe we want La Mizash, so we'll save our Canopic Jars for that. That's what I think I'm going to do. And Cinnabar. So we could get the Armour of the Dawn. Okay. The Brooch of the Great Desert, which is meh. Amulet of Pasta, which is quite nice, but we need marble as well. We do have somewhere with marble. So that's an option. But I think for the moment we probably don't need the Cinnabar right away. So what I might do is get another mortuary house. What? More growth? Yes, more growth. Because the faster we can build up this province, the better. The more defences, the more stuff, everything is going to be good. Because when chaos pops up, they're going to pop up here. So this is going to be our first line of defence. So we need it up and ready to go ASAP. Good. So we're running out of time. So next time, I'm not sure what Khalida's going to do. Maybe she'll just, you know, just chill. She's been very busy, to be fair. She's had a hell of a few months, but she's now having a little bit of rest. We're going to continue our campaign against the Lizard Men. We're going to grab Tiatika, maybe grab the Cursed Jungle as well. At that point, I think the Lizard Men are on their last legs, and we'll have this entire southern region down here to build up and get some more sort of Tomb Guard up and ready to go for when Chaos turns up. That'll be nice. And then I think we'll have to look at betraying Cetra. Yeah. I think that's going to be a thing. I think we're going to betray Cetra and take all his stuff. So it's our stuff. And then, once it's our stuff, we can go up here and kill all the vampires. That's the plan. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.